than I thought they were. You want to be my camera person?
Yeah.
That'll start in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, I read it. When you are.
Good morning. My name is Lieutenant Stephen Kane of Mount Apache Police Department. The police put it in a funny. Det är oss kickla, det är där vi tappar oss kickla. The police det är där vi tappar, det är oss tappar oss kickla. Don't be shy. How many Apaches do we have in here? White Mountain Apache, St. Carlos Apache, you can see your hand. Come on. Okay. That's what I just asked a while ago was how many of you understood and understand Apache? It's not something to be ashamed of. It's the world you guys live in nowadays. When I started back in the early '80s, everywhere I went was Apache. Everybody spoke Apache. Now it's different here in the reservation. Everywhere I went, it's English. Even in CBQ, they say that CBQ is still Apache land, but unfortunately, I asked the same question I just asked, and just maybe 3 or 4 people would raise their hand. How many seniors do we have? Let's see. Seniors. Juniors? Any sophomores? Any ninth graders? Freshmen? Juniors here? All right. All you seniors, congratulations. You graduated. Job well done. Job well done. It's a hard 12 years you guys get to endure, especially here on the reservation. There's a lot that happens, but you still coming here, going to school since last year online. You guys finally got that gate open. You get to see the sun. You got to feel the wind again. That's something you guys have to endure all year. Even us department have to go through that as well. With us, we have to wear this mask everywhere we went. Unfortunately, our department got infected with the COVID-19 as well. So we we endure a lot. And we'll talk to you real quick on some of the things that happen. The reason why we do this is we have Police Week every year. May the 15th is considered the National Police Memorial Day. That was proclaimed by John F. Kennedy back in '62 or '63, I believe. And they said that during that week, that we do Police Week. Then last month, President Biden did a proclamation saying that from May the 10th to May the 15th will be Police Week. So that's what we've been doing. We did some activity this week, candlelight, school presentation, went to TRS, McNary, and elementary on Tuesday. Yesterday we did the run, the memorial run, and the memorial walk. And then we did a little ceremony in front of the police department. Today I'm here for the presentation. At 1 o'clock we're going to the Ken Day. Then tomorrow we have the basketball tournament for the department only, unfortunately. So anyway, I want to thank you guys here for being here. Our chief, right here, Peter Shaw, Administration, Captain, Lieutenant Kia, and myself. Go over a little bit of our department. And our Administrative Sergeant, Monica Felmer, Administrative Assistant, our Tribal Liaison, Human Resource, Alonzo, Probation 5, Tony, Adley. Without Tony, we don't have all of our equipment. She's basically the main person. I don't know if she's here. But I want to thank her for allowing us for her to order all the equipment we have. So, very important person. Council Table, our SONA department. Right now we have Melissa Ward taking care of calls. We have Chelsea and Christy. Those two ladies. They're going to be up here in a bit. Priscilla Chino, dispatch supervisor on IT, of course. Fish, records, evidence tech, mechanics, and custodians. I bet you guys didn't realize this is how many people that work at the police department, right? Yes? You didn't know we had other people that worked there. You thought PD was just police officers. That was it. But these people here without them, basically we won't do some of our patrol and some of them take care of our bills. Even us department have bills. There are times when the check is slow. We have collector agency called the PD. So, you know, we go to that same route that you guys do. These are our structures. If you look at chain of command, the reason why we are structured like that is because we are like military, paramilitary operations. We have different sections that has to answer to the top. The main person up here is a Tito Shaw, but he's got a supervisor, this is the chairman. Underneath there, we have all these different sections. My section is right here. Administrative lieutenant. I have the public safety, investigator, records, and human resource and training. Plus the other two ladies that work records. And we have all these other sections that have, they supervise other people, basically. The chief does not supervise everybody. But if anything should happen, he's got the final say. This is the other administration section. I'm going to go through some of this equipment. Slide pretty quick. And these are the other sections as well, control. This is who I am. Full-blooded, I'm a Bisaha, Adobe Cut. Any Bisaha in here? All right. We got one. This is, I'm going for the Aya. Any Aya? Mesquite people? All right, cool. Now you guys need to learn who you are, your clan. That's very important. If you're an Apache, if you're other Native, even Navajos. Any Navajos? You guys have clan as well, right? The reason why you gotta know your clan is you can't marry your own clan. I hope none of you aren't holding your own clan's hand, kissing them, about to bite off their ears. That's like kissing your own cousin, basically. That's bad taboo. That's why you guys need to understand who you come from, where you come from, and what your clans are. So if you don't know, ask your mom and dad, your grandma, your grandpa. Head start all the way to the opposite. Here. I didn't come from another reservation, from another town to talk to you guys. I was born and raised here. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud that my mom and dad taught me how to talk Apache. I'm very thankful. I mean, Sunday was Mother's Day, but unfortunately my mom had passed for 3 years. It's been 3 years. So, you know, it's kind of difficult when Mother's Day is coming, but I'm glad I listened to her. I'm glad she taught me a lot of things. Next month is Father's Day. My father's been gone for 11 years, but yet I'm glad I listened to him. And that's what you guys should do. Be is listen, respect the people above you, people that are older, respect your mom and dad, your grandparents, your teacher that are helping you. Us Apache are supposed to help each other. There's no such thing as bullies should be going around here at school. I'm pretty sure there's somebody that's doing that. You guys need to stop that. So just remember that you guys are here to help each other. That started as a dispatch at PD in 1980, went to basic graduate 82, administrative justice, that have a degree in there, and I worked during that time. I worked at the Whiteriver Police Department as a detention officer as well, and going to school at the same time. 82, $5 an hour as an officer. Do you think anybody's going to work at the $5 an officer now today? $5 an hour can't even get you a good meal at McDonald's today. But now we raised that. Graduate from Alita, that's the law enforcement. Arizona Law Enforcement Training Academy back in September 83, the State Police Academy down in Tucson. That means I'm a state certified police officer, meaning that basically I can arrest anybody, non-Indians as well. And I have done that. Arrest them on the reservation, take them to a county, depending on which county we're in. So that's what's nice about being a state certified. Currently, I've been there 39 years. I'm the longest officer that's been there 39 years. That's a long. I never left that place, and I'm proud of it. Administrative lieutenant and PSU, means that's a professional standards unit. That's what I'm in charge of. Take care of the complaint, background, testing, internal affair. What internal affair is, anytime a complaint comes in on anybody at the police department, we investigate that complaint. If the chief gets it, or the captain, it goes down to us, and then we look into it. Basically, I'm a general instructor for Arizona Post. This is Arizona Police Officer Standard Training. Meaning that I'm certified to do this. Talk to you guys. So, being an officer, there's a lot to it. I don't know if you recognize this person. Is there any change?
Mhm.
This is me back in 1982. Look at that uniform I was wearing, tan. Look at the police car. That movie, Thunderheart. That's what we used to drive. It's got that ball of lights. We changed this because anytime there's a major incident that happens, we have Arizona DPS, county, police, other agencies show up. So, it was kind of getting confused as who is who. So we changed our uniform to this color, dark uniform. Guess what? Everybody else started changing their color to dark now. That's what we have to do with the. I think look at this. Anybody recognize this area? What's this place called? Anybody? Yeah, the old fairground. That's why they call it the old fairground. Used to be fairground right here, carnival back here, sunrise dance right here. But now it's a baseball field. This one right here is the parade to downtown. 2-lane road. Even then, kids would run for candy. That was back in the 70s, 80s. I think in 95, that's when they changed the road to 4-lane road. So, this is something you guys need to know about. I used to say when I did testing, we have a mile and a half run on this river road. And I would tell the people, okay, let's meet up at Old Fairground. And I'll walk out the door. People nowadays, they know this place was Old Fairground. They're driving around. Now I just say, hey, take a stoplight, go down, make a left turn. So, some people don't know this is the Old Fairground. Down below, they used to go what happened. Who's this guy? Come on. Geronimo. Us Apache are known worldwide because of him, and which you guys should be proud of. There's people from other countries that wants to come here because of him. They want to know where he's at, where he lived, what he did. Why? Because he was the last chief to surrender. That's why we are famous as Apache. You guys should be proud. That's why you guys should know about your tradition, your culture, where you come from. That's why I said that earlier. You should. You should know your language. Without our language, we're nobody. We're just another people in the crowd. And we should be different from other people. Us native. So if you don't know your language, now is the time to learn. Because one of these days somebody might ask you out there if you're in college. How do you say a horse? How do you say a cow? How do you say a car in your language? Well, somebody might come up to you and say that. Live out Toronto, born in 1829. You know that he died when he was 79 years old. Can you believe that? 79 years old when he died. That's a long time was someone that did all that thing for us, fighting another tribe, fighting the cavalry, but yet he lived to be 79 years old. So just remember that if he can do it with all the things he had, you guys can do it as well. Think ahead. Think to the future. Think what you can do for your tribe, whatever tribe you at. Go get your education. Learn something outside the res, and come back and help your tribe. I did. I could have stayed down at Salt River or went to another police department, made a lot of money, but I came back. Why? Because I want to help my people. And that's how you are if you're native. There's always something in your heart that tells you I need to help someone. Just remember that. This was in the 70s. This is in New York City. Look at what this guy has on the back of his shirt. Fort Apache, the Bronx. That was back in the 70s. And they're talking about Fort Apache here. And this is in New York City. This is a police officer going back up to the substation, but yet he had a jacket that says Fort Apache. That's how famous us Apaches are. That's how people want to know who we are. And this is the Bronx. This is the building where they worked at. This is the area where the guy was walking in. Geronimo Pass. See, I live in City Creek, so I go back and forth every day. This sign is so famous, it's gone right now. Somebody stole it again. When they was there, we had people that are standing here underneath it, getting their picture. Tourists, people from outside the res, white people, whatever color they were standing underneath it, getting their picture. Why? Because of what's written up here, Geronimo Pass. You guys need to remember that. You guys are famous. You guys should be proud of that. Drugs and alcohol. We have some display here. If you guys get a chance at the end of our presentation to look at. This stuff here, believe it or not, can kill you. It can only take one person, one time. And that happened here on the reservation. Some person decided to, hey, let me have fun. Let me do one of those drugs. Guess what? It killed him. Meth is bad stuff that's going around. That's made out of Leonard's foot, all sort of Drano, stuff that's not used for humans. That goes in meth. Say no. Learn to say no. You guys are adult now. Don't be pressured. Don't be peer pressured by other friends of yours. Hey, come on, let's do it. Let's have fun. Let's go out. Let's go get drunk. Let's party. All right. Let's go then. We meet up. Hey, try this one. Try this. Good for you. You try it. You might not wake up. The people don't care if something happens to you. Or here at school, somebody gives you a drink, like this that's already open. Hey, drink some, drink some. Guess what? You drink it and you go crazy. Guess who's in trouble? You are. If somebody has something that you think is drugs or whatever, let them know. Don't wait till it hurts someone. You gotta report those things. So just remember that. As the late child, the reason why I have him, over 50 years of service to the tribe. This person was a very, very smart person. Very smart. He knew a lot about his culture as well. He can do it. You guys can do it. As a chairman or a council, help with the tribe. That's what this tribe needs. They say there's nothing going on here with the tribe. We don't have nothing. That's why you guys go to school. To come back, get your education, and help the tribe. Make something out of the tribe. So hopefully you guys move on. And then I have the chairwoman. Why? Because she's the first chairwoman. You females, if she can do it, you guys can do it as well. You females that are sitting here. Don't stick, oh, high school, I got my diploma, that's it. Let me go have children, let me go have kids, let me go have a husband and whatnot. That can wait. kids are cute and all, but that's a lot of work now. That everything is expensive. So think ahead. Don't just stop now. Go on to college, master degree, doctorate degree, and come back and help the tribe. I got you earlier, the tradition, the manners. You guys understand that? There's a movie called what? Apache Mountain State. Anybody seen that movie? That's a good movie, huh? About Apache boys becoming a combat. You know, that was made in Cedar Creek. There's a waterfall in Cedar Creek, and north of Cedar Creek, there's a cave that supposedly was this happened. And they said how it ended was not dancing towards the sun, was how the movie ended, but the crown dancers danced over the mountain. That's how it ended. So it did happen. Um, like I said, the Capital Passing on Worldwide, South Pacific, New York South Bronx was 41st Precinct, was known as Fort Apache Pacific. Fort Apache, the Bronx, was another movie. Midnight Run. Anybody seen that? Midnight Run? You guys need to look for it. Midnight Run. Star Robert De Niro. It's a movie that was made at Salt River Canyon, the old bridge. About 5 minutes, 10 minutes of it is made out that run because I guess if you see Salt River, it's a very nice, beautiful place. Another thing that caused a lot of commotion was this one when Bin Laden was captured back in May 2011. They used the court for Geronimo for Bin Laden when he was captured. There's a lot of tribes were upset because of that. They say that shouldn't be the right term for it, but that's how they look around them. And somebody jumps off the cliff or parachute. What do they say when they jump off? Geronimo. I don't know why, but that's what they say at times. This is that movie right here at the end. See, credits Beta King. That's my dad, primary consultant. You know that he was a co-pastor for the America Church. This was he was going to church. This was done. He was a co-pastor, but yet he knew something about the culture. That they asked him why, because he was from Cedar Creek as well. So that's why I said you guys need to understand your culture. It doesn't matter what religion you guys are in. You got to understand where you come from. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to understand where you come from. You are Apache, Navajo, Pima, whatever tribe you come from. You got to understand. I'm pretty sure you know this person in here. Right?
It's not, no.
I'm glad he does that. I'm very proud of my son for doing that. You know, this son, because of that, you know, my cousin, this happened in high school. Here's a what he has, all that stuff has meaning to it. Each one of that thing that's on her cane, her kishiyaha, it has a meaning. Everything that she wears has a meaning. From the beginning, the minute that feather is given to the co-sponsor, all the way to the end till Monday morning prayer. That's all it is prayer. That's how it's done. If it's not done right, something's gonna happen. We always say that. If it's not done right, something's gonna happen. That's why they always pray, pray, pray. And that's how us Apaches are. We're supposed to be close to the earth, Mother Nature. I'm not saying you guys should have somebody, tell them what have this done. I'm just saying you guys should know about it. Know what it's mean and why it's done. I'm pretty sure some of you in here went through this, which is I'm glad because it's hard. A lot of dancing going on. And I seen some girls struggling. They're doing this. Tears coming down crying, but yet they still do it. You still get talked to. You keep going, you keep going, you keep going. I know one of the medicine man. What he told me was, when this musician is having a hard time, guess what? He add an extra couple verse to his song, making it a little bit longer. Why? Because she can become a strong person. You attach her. That's how you guys are being looked for back in the days that you were strong ladies. You have a lot. You know why? Because we are close to her mom. I was close to my mom. So you ladies are very important to the tribe as well. Why? Because of the ritual that you guys go through. And that's a lot to think about. I'm pretty sure you guys know this person too. What I have right here is the respect. That's gone basically nowadays. Why? Because I know as a police officer, if we have a police officer, and he'll tell you that's gone. We have now all that we hear nowadays. I know. When you guys are told to do something, or you don't do it, you just talk back. Us guys aren't supposed to talk back. Us Apache boys, men, Navajo men, aren't supposed to talk back to anybody. When you're told to do something, you do it. You don't complain about what you're told to do. You just do it. You get it done. That's where the word respect comes from. You know, we have recently a second grader decided to commit suicide. Second grader. On this local school of ours. Already yet to run or live for how long? 79 years. And we have a second grader already thinking about. So that's why you guys need to understand that, we don't do that. Suicide is bad. You don't wake up, from what I was told, when you wake up from the suicide, you don't wake up in a good place. And I believe in that. Because I was raised as a Christian. I like this name right here, Big Daddy Kane. And he's right here, Big Daddy Kane. These songs that these guys sing is not for you guys. I'm telling you. The words that comes out of these people's mouth that make money out of you guys, it's bad. Bad. Real bad. Especially if you're without the tribe. Natives should be listening to songs like that. It's not for you. It's not for you. I heard some of these songs. It's not for you guys. You guys need to get away from songs when these people give you bad influence. Do you think these guys were born and raised on the reservation? So why you guys listen to them? So that means you guys just listen to anybody out there? They talk about a lot of stuff in their songs. Bad stuff, mostly. How they degrade women. Most of these guys, that's what they sing about. And that's not right. That's wrong. Especially if you're the tribe, Native, Apache. So remember that. Who's this guy? Come on, what's his name? Students, do you know what his name is? McGruff. When we first introduced McGruff, we had kids that would run up to him and say, puppy, 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 doggy, doggy, doggy. Because they don't know that his name is McGruff, and we would tell them, hey, this is McGruff, we fight crime, she represents the good guys. So that basically, he said this when he was there, when he came up with all these kids on the scene. And we would tell them, hey, this is McGruff, he's the one that represents the good people. He is so famous, guess who got his picture taken? The chairwoman. Because why? The chairwoman knows who McGruff is. Guys, all the guys are there, and when he went to, when we give him out, those guys were like, hey, McGruff, start doing selfies. But yet the little kids say, oh, puppy, puppy, doggy. So, he helped, hopefully, we can get him around again to some of our schools. Apache Scout. Back in the 1870s. These are our first basic law enforcement on our reservation, or the Apache Scout. That's something you guys need to be proud of. This was taken down at Fort Apache, you can tell, the mountain. And this is who we are now. So we've come a long way from being the Scout to who we are. And you can join us, be one of us. We need you guys, especially you Apache. Apache tribe, we need you guys. We need to hold on to our tradition, our culture, our language. So keep that in mind, and whatever decides for you to do in the future. This is something we have about 31 officers. We have two are in the academy right now. One is scheduled for our K9, our dog officer, our sergeant, administrator, detective, background, patrol, and so forth. So that's our patrol section. This is the area we 1.6 million acres, 11 communities, 10 schools, 3 head start, 1 achievement, 1 resort, and 1 Bigfoot. Why do you think I have Bigfoot on there? Didn't they go out? You know, back when I was growing up, a long, many moons ago, my grandma would talk about it, say, you better come inside. Otherwise, the hairy man's going to get you. You know why I have Bigfoot on him? Anybody? Any guess? Nobody's going to guess? I saw one. Both me and my wife. We saw one. That's why I know he exists. As a law enforcement officer, has 30-some years here at the PD. I saw Mr. Bigfoot. I'm not going to tell you where, but you guys might go camping, you guys might go fishing over there. Or might not go back over there if I tell you where he is. But we get calls now and then about him wandering around out there looking through the windows or whatnot. But it might be Bigfoot, or it might be some camel guy that hasn't shaved or get a haircut yet. But I don't know. This is the area that we take care of. The whole reservation. Sunrise all the way to this area. There's a lot of places out here that you guys need to know. There's a salt lake. Right in here is salt river that's supposed to be made out of salt. I've been there once. I know there was salt that there. There used to be rocks in that area were drummed, but from what I understand. Right around here is Harkin Lake. It's a bottomless lake. The water level doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. So there's a very sacred place up here. It's just gotta know how to get there. And then right here is the Cheetah Falls. It's a beautiful place. You guys ever get a chance to go there and explore, learn about it. Go through this real quick. For an officer, you gotta be 21. Dispatcher, 18 years old. So if you seniors, if you want to experience dispatching, go there and apply. I started as a dispatcher, as a jailer back then. We had a phone, a rotary phone. I don't know if anybody used to dial your number, watch it go back. Dial another number, watch it go back. That was the phone we had back then when I was a jailer and a dispatcher. So now things are everything is computerized. What I have right here is a tough book, which each officer has. And this is what they do to report on. Everything, like I said, everything's computer now. So you guys need to understand whatever career you decide to take. So you gotta have a high school diploma and GED. You know, nowadays, basically all businesses or other companies are basically asking for this. You guys gotta have a high school diploma. Some of them are asking for college degrees. So if you guys want a good job, career education, there's a lot of things you can't do. Domestic violence is important. stay away from that. If you're ever convicted by domestic violence, you can't be a police officer. There's a law that was passed regarding that. Continuation, do testing, physical fitness. These some of the documents that we asked for. You apply with this. Fingerprint. We have people that come in and apply, and we have this fingerprint. We run through we send it down. This will tell us if that person ever got arrested anywhere or whatever. So, we have people that go up the hill to Walmart, Safeway, whatever, and steal liquor or whatever. If you ever get caught, that your arrest record is going to go in the system. And whoever wants to hire you, all they're going to do is send this card or something like this, and they'll find out that you were ever arrested for shoplifting. If you're arrested for shoplifting, do you think you got a chance of getting a good job? Why? Because you're going to be considered a thief. Or if you ever get arrested for drug possession. So remember that. And if you ever get arrested, just say no. Don't do it. That's the easiest way. Don't take a chance. Because if you're one of those guys that say, oh, I'll never get arrested, I'll never get in trouble, guess what? It's going to catch up with you one of these days. You're going to get caught one of these days. If you're a thief or whatever, stop it now before it messes up your life. You have to say no, move on. These are other packets that we give out. We do polygraph, which means lie detector with everybody. And then we have a certified physician that we send our officers to when they apply out in Snowflake. And we got this. This is the policy that we go. This is a thick book that we use. This is the 638 contract that the tribe agrees with the BIA, say that the tribe will do the law enforcement section of it. This one's the rules and procedure for police officers for Arizona State. When I talk to you about the post, then when you get hired, POPAD, other assignments we do, some of the things that we did, booths, improvement booths, school resource, community. You got to be professional, and you got to have that ethics and higher standards, integrity, commitment. Because of the standards we have hard problem trying to hire tribal members. We have a lot of other tribes, other people that apply and work with us, but because of this, due to alcohol, domestic violence, that's one of our three main ones that disqualify our individuals here in the tribe. So, if you want to become a police officer or whatever, fireman, doctor, whatever you guys decide to be, stay out of trouble. With all the years I've been around, I never got arrested, which I'm proud of. If I can hear, I'm born and raised here on the Riz. Never got in trouble, never got arrested. If I can do it, you guys can do it. Learn to say no to whatever you guys are being offered to. The other positions we have available. Like I said, this week is the National Police Week. We honor our officers. One of them we honor is Officer Gateway. Most of you probably weren't around when this happened. I have up here when you get a chance, the original Practice Scout that came out when he was killed, and also one of the original Independent that came out when he was killed. So if you guys get a chance, you can look at it. You guys, I don't know too much about Tinny. I did. He was my friend. I was working when it happened. The way he was killed, an officer that never been killed, how he was killed. But unfortunately, it happened. The other one we have is Kellywood, which I know everyone knows about. He died last year. He was with us for 9 months. You know, myself and Detective Steele were the first ones that met him because we were one of the hiring process. We were the ones that interviewed him, we talked with him, and all that stuff got into the system. So, yeah, when he graduated, I took him to the camp out there in City Q. He went over there and talked to the youth camp people, and then he went on the radio with me and talked. So, I knew him as well. The last time I saw him was 3 days before he was killed, getting gas at the police department. You know, I kind of feel bad about it that I didn't talk to him. But, you know, I said, hey, Carlos, getting gas. But that was on a Friday, Valentine's Day. And then Monday morning, one of those early morning phone calls that you don't like, got a call. What happened with him? So, the last one I had was Mr. Hanson. He went to a couple of our presentations, school presentations. One of the last things that he did for us was order this mask. This came from his budget. He thought about us. Unfortunately, he was one of our victims of the COVID-19 that hit us as a department as well. Unfortunately, it was kind of sad that he had to be one of them. This is where he lost in September. He was a pretty individual. Like I said, I went to some of the presentations that we had. I'm glad that I get to know him, spend time with him, and that's how these ladies are over here now. That's gonna talk to you. How much time? Any questions? Go ahead and play that.
You want to play the video?
Yeah, the music.
Sure.
What I'm gonna have you play is some of the new footage from Officer Gatewood. The reason why I'm gonna play that is because most of you don't know what happened when we lost our first officer. I just want you guys to look at that, and then I'll turn this over to Officer Mike Lumantua. He's one of our new guys, and he will talk, and then I'll give it to the sworn ladies afterwards.
The procession alone was about 10 miles long, as you can see in these pictures captured by Sky Fox today. Friends remember Gatewood fondly.
God created a man like every man like him, it would have been perfect. That's what I think.
Lieutenant Gatewood was 38 years old. The two men responsible for his death, according to police, Frank Van Ashley Sr. and his son, were apprehended last week and they are facing murder charges.
A Chicago high-rise building goes up in flames and firefighters rescued. It took a total of 6 hours to say goodbye to Officer Gatewood today. The 18-mile-long procession stretched throughout the town of Whitewater on the Apache Reservation. Officer Gatewood was shot with his own gun last week during a struggle with two suspected robbers. The father and son duo now face murder charges. And new tonight, a second man is arrested connected to the robbery of a Southeast auto.
Flagstaff, where the suspects are about to have a federal hearing. But we begin tonight with Bruce Dilbart, who spent the day on the reservation. He joins us live in the newsroom with more.
John, the manhunt for the suspects extended over an 18-hour period. It involved about 100 law enforcement officers from local, state, and federal agencies. And we were there when one of the suspects was captured. Dawn at the Whiteriver Apache Reservation. A DPS pilot guides a SWAT team to a murder suspect.
Hey, not everybody cover the guy, turn it out, cover surrounding area.
They capture him in mountains southeast of McNairy.
That's where one can see.
It was pretty rough terrain. They were real steep and rugged, and long cliffs, and it was hard to get in there from any direction of the way we came from.
This DPS helicopter found the suspect's campsite overnight. The crew homed in on the campfire using onboard infrared technology. In fact, the fire was still burning as officers arrested the suspect this morning. He's Frank Van Ashley Sr. He and his son Frank Jr. are suspected of shooting reservation police officer Tenny Gatewood. Gatewood's patrol car and body were found yesterday. A truck that the Ashleys were reportedly driving was nearby. That wound and another piece of evidence appear to link the Ashley to the crime. Members of the manhunt are relieved it's over. Relieved, but not elated.
So I don't know, our hero, we just did the best job we could to come over and help the family out and get a good ending to it, and we hope that the community supports the family in this big tragedy.
Authorities say that Frank Jr. surrendered at a roadblock just a few minutes before his father was captured.
And that was an intensive manhunt, Bruce.
Oh, indeed, John. They definitely wanted to get these two guys, and they did this morning.
Bruce Sunbart tonight. Thanks, Bruce.
And right now, the suspects in that case sit in the Coconino County Jail in Flagstaff. In less than an hour, they will move, except she has the rest of our team coverage.
That's right, Terry. Both suspects are expected to make an initial appearance before a U.S. magistrate in about an hour. Now, so far, just one of the suspects has arrived here at Coconino County Jail. We have video of his arrival. He is 18-year-old Frank Ashley Jr. Now, he arrived about an hour ago. He's the one in the orange jumpsuit. He had handcuffs on. Shackles had escaped. His 30-year-old father, Frank Ashley Sr., is expected to get here shortly. He was still being treated for his gunshot wound, and that's why he's not here yet. Now, at 6 o'clock, they're expected to appear before the U.S. magistrate at the U.S. District Court. They will both be charged with murder. Now, Terry will, of course, be at that initial appearance and have the latest for you a little bit later on in the later newscast.
Okay, Clara, I have a line of Flagstaff. Thank you.
Meantime, more legal troubles today for the Brunin family of Scottsdale. You may remember this scene when Tenny Gatewood was killed just over a week ago. Today, he is laid to rest in Whiteriver. Despite the remote location, officers from all over came to pay respects. Miguel Marquez attended the service today. He joins us live from the newsroom. This is always emotional, Miguel.
John, it was a very emotional scene up in that Whiteriver today. You know, we took Skyfox up there and watching the Arizona landscape unfold beneath it was inspirational. And then you prepared me for the people, the procession, the emotion blew me away. He was the first White Mountain Apache police officer killed while doing his job. His final duty, a procession 10 miles long. Hundreds of along the road just to watch. A community brought together. A community devastated.
It hurts because the people that did this didn't only hurt his family and their family. It hurt everybody here.
Thousands gathered to say goodbye to a friend, a loved one, a colleague, and a father. They came together to understand their loss.
It's senseless, and many times officers just can't make sense out of something like this.
As Officer Gatewood's favorite song played, emotion ran high. And finally, a solemn and official farewell from hundreds of colleagues.
You know, John, there must have been 100 different police agencies represented there, from the FBI to the tribal police, which Officer Gateway.
Okay, basically that's how it was 21 years ago. We lost our first officer. That's why that's one of the reason why we recognize him as well. All 22, like I said, he was my friend as well. It's kind of sad every year we have to do this with them. I'm gonna turn over this to our new officer, Officer Mike Lumantua, and he can talk to you a few things about what it's all about. Mike? Thank you guys for patient listening. Thank you.
Morning.
You guys look exactly how I feel right now, too. I just got off night shift, so tired. I'm Officer Lumantua with the Whiteriver Police Department. I'm one of the new officers. I graduated the academy in January, started the academy in September. Went to the Phoenix Regional Academy down in the valley. Very hot, very, very hot. So, what made me want to become a police officer was I was actually the paramedic who took care of Officer Kelly. Before becoming a police officer, I was a paramedic. I was a flight paramedic with Whiteriver, and I just happened to be on shift that night when all this went down. Treated him all the way to the hospital, and I guess law enforcement has kind of not really been something I've always been wanting to do, but when I was in paramedicine, I started taking tactical classes, and I got certified as a SWAT medic. And what kind of pushed me a little bit further was actually after taking care of Officer Kellywood, I went down to finish my SWAT medic training in the valley, and I saw the officers there, and they just let it there having a blast, having fun all the time. So I was like, how hard can it be? And it was actually pretty challenging. It was pretty fun. A lot of us come from different backgrounds. A lot of us come from all types of source. We got some who've been officers since they turned 21. Some of my classmates were ex-military. Had a couple guys with master's degree, PhD, and like my class sergeant said, it's a tough job to be. It really is. And even with EMS, I mean, I love it. 2 days a week, 5 days off. Who doesn't want that? But for me, I got like ADHD. I can't keep still. I like to constantly move around. It's something that this job's perfect for me. So kind of guess I didn't really. I guess I wouldn't really call it like I guess it found me in a way. Before that, I used to do a lot of search and rescue. Did a lot of that. Was flying. But the training I receive now compared to how it is today, it's been quite an adventure. It's something very different. People always ask me like, is it what makes it fun? And I like it because you can get called to the same exact type of call. Someone's fighting, someone's doing this, and you show up on scene. It totally does something different. It never is the same thing. You never walk in the same door twice. It's just the same. It's just the same type of call, but it just always changes. 1 minute you feel like everyone's all nice and calm. Next thing you know, you're standing in the middle of a family fight. Like, okay, who started this again? It's how you end up doing sometimes. That's how I walk in sometimes. I'm like, wait, okay, you called me for what? Okay, but I got called for this. Okay, now you're saying that, so it's because of that. Okay, all right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to figure this out. And we work a lot in the gray area. You know, there's no straight way of like. There's no saying like, oh, you got to do it this way. Follow the recipe A, B, C. No, it's like, all right, went from A to Z, back to B, and I'm like, okay, I guess we'll figure it out one way or another. But for those of you who are looking into career, you know, it's something you really gotta. What my sergeant called it was earning your badge, and you have to earn it every day. And it's no joke. I mean, people out there are always like, "Oh, you cops are crooked. Oh, you guys just abuse it. You guys don't know what you guys are doing." And you know, and I stand there and I'm like, "Well, you go through the 5 months of training that we went through, and if you can survive it, then you can talk to me. It's something you have to experience yourself. There's no way to really explain what we go through and how we go through it. Everything that we have on us, we earn from day one. I remember showing up in a white T-shirt with a tie and black slacks and my boots, and we have what's called RTOs, and they came in yelling at us, chewing us out. And every day we'd show up and they just find something to rip on us. And we used to have this thing called monitor duty. So we have to show up and do our whole spiel of like reporting to monitor duty. And our RTOs would be looking at us like this way, trying to find something on us all the time. And then one day I was standing with my classmate, and he finds a piece of lint on him. He's like, "Well, that's a memo for you. Why do you have lint on you? Don't you know what a lint roller is?" He drops it, and I'm standing there, then it falls on me. And he's like, "Why do you have lint on you?" Guess what? That's a memo for you. And I'm like standing there like, I was just standing there. So everything we do, they make you earn. And I think that's what makes it really, really interesting career is that with EMS, I went through the schooling for it, had my associates in paramedics and all that, and I think this is the most hardest thing I ever had to earn in my life. And every day I'm still earning it. Every day I put on my uniform, I still feel like I'm earning my badge. I never stop earning my badge. And I think what they like about it is they give us some cool stuff. Pepper spray. There's no way to describe how this feels. Anybody been pepper sprayed here before? No? Not once? No? Any volunteers? Come on, don't be shy. Get a rock star out of it. So, we use this to apprehend people, and the way we earn it, they spray you and make you do a whole obstacle course, and there is no way to describe that suck feeling. People always ask, and I'm just like, it's the worst kind of suck you can ever describe, and I just don't know how to explain it other than it just sucks. And the other thing they give us, tasers. You volunteers to get tasers? Okay. So in order to get this one, you have to ride the white lightning too. And everyone else who's done it has been like, everyone, when they got the new tasers, these ones, I was barely still in the academy, and my sergeant's like, well, guess what you get to do? You get to ride the lightning. I would still rather get tased and get pepper sprayed overall. And I always tell people that if you get pepper sprayed, you kind of deserve it. So yeah, I have no soft feelings about that. You get pepper sprayed one way, you honestly are new deserve it. I think that wouldn't want to do my last one. All right, thank you.
There you go, Officer Mike. Now we're gonna have the lady from Corona. The one that work with our police department as well. She'll be doing an excellent job.
What they do here at the police department, Chelsea and Christian.
Good morning. My name is Chelsea Kindley. I am currently the SORNA Compliance Specialist at the White Mountain Apache Police Department. So I'm just here today to give you a brief overview of what SORNA is. It refers to the Sex Offender Registration Application. So our program primarily focuses on registering sex offenders that currently reside, work, or are employed on the reservation. I have with me SORNA Data Records Clerk Kristen DeClay. She takes care of all the reports that happen on the reservation in regards to sex offenses. From there, we reach out to prosecution to see if those resulted in conviction. From there, we register the sex offenders. So we have them on a tiered-based level. We have Tier 1 offenders. They register once every year. Tier 2 offenders that register every 6 months. And then we have Tier 3 offenders. They register every 3 months. So the offenders we have currently on the reservation are primarily Tier 3 offenders. So what we do is we have them come in every 3 months, update their information, where they're living, where they're working, if they're going to school, any social media accounts that they may have, tattoos, any physical descriptions. It's very thorough. We keep track of these offenders. We also have Officer Ward. She's currently conducting the registration of sex offenders for us. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today. But if you have any questions regarding SORNA, sex offender registration, you can contact us at the White Mountain Apache Police Department. As far as working with the police department or SORNA, the hiring process is very thorough, it's very extensive. They review your background, you go under a polygraph, from there you take on other tests, just to be employed, even as a civilian employee. So today I just wanted to let you guys know, don't hinder your future, keep your backgrounds clean. Having a good background will open many opportunities for you in the future, so just stay on the right track. I have my coworker here who's going to say a few words as well.
Hi, I'm Kristen DeClay. I am 26 years old. I've been working with the SORNA program for coming up on a year now. Like Chelsea said, we currently have 70 sex offenders on our reservation. 55 of those are currently active and registering. when they're supposed to. SORNA was first implemented on our reservation back in 2010, so it's been time, and we basically started from the ground up. As you see earlier, we had our the late Albert Lanson. He used to be the SORNA compliance specialist, and now Chelsea is the compliance specialist. But thank you guys for your time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's all we have. So we're gonna stay in school. Get a college degree. Move on. Don't stop now. You're seniors. Congratulations. Get your diploma. And then move on. Go on to college. Don't let this get a hold of you. You know, food, alcohol. That's the main thing that gets you to some kids. Right? Because they're easy to get. Don't fall in that trap. It's going to mess you up pretty bad if you do that. And guys get your education and come back. So, we have all this display. You're more than welcome to stop by, look at it. We have some brochure, we have some stickers. If you want to be a junior police today, put it on your chest. But thank you very much. That's all we have. Thank you.